Now to the devastating impact of Beryl across Texas. This tropical storm is different.
We're here in the eye of this storm.
As of this morning, more than 293,000 customers are without power across the state of Texas. More than 260,000 of those are CenterPoint customers.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my office. Now, for those of you that don't know, I live in Houston, Texas, right? Southern part of Texas, not too far from the water. I moved down here at the end of 2019, and for the most part, I love it. Being a small town Ohio boy, this place has literally everything I need. The only complaint I have is the weather. It gets hot here. It gets humid here. But for me, that was always a small price to pay for not having a winter. I grew up in Ohio. Used to getting snowed in. Used to cars not starting. Used to slipping and falling on the ice, cracking your head and losing months. Finally coming to in a dark hotel room with a strange woman you don't know, and your bank account drained down to $3.17. It was always a rough week after that. All jokes aside, folks, I really do enjoy it here, but one thing I kept hearing about was the hurricanes, right? Right before I moved in 2019, Hurricane Harvey. It happened not long before. People were still talking about it, but since then, other than the winter storm we had, I really haven't experienced anything detrimental. But all of that changed on Monday, July 8th, when Hurricane Beryl made landfall.
Beryl hammered the Texas coast, making landfall early this morning.
And this storm was one of the craziest things I've ever experienced in my life. The storm itself didn't last for very long, but the damage, even today, a week and a half later, is still everywhere.
As of this morning, more than 293,000 customers are without power across the state of Texas. More than 260,000 of those are CenterPoint customers.
At the peak, there was almost 3 million people that didn't have power, myself included. I could drive for an hour in each direction and not a single place had power. No grocery stores, no gyms, my warehouse. Literally, the entire grid was down. It felt like the end of the world when we were out driving in it, and quite possibly the worst part was we were given no ETA, no real information or anything on when we could expect to have any of it back. And as inconvenient as it was already, literally couldn't have happened at a worse time. The morning that this hit, I was starting my 5th week of my new macros, my new training plan cardio routine. I was already down something like 13 pounds, feeling good, feeling consistent, feeling locked in. And then this curveball just came out of nowhere. And with my birthday a week and a half away on July 17th and a shirtless pool party resort vacation planned the weekend after, I only had one option: stay on program no matter what the cost. So in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how I hit my macros, stayed on my diet, still got my workouts in with no power, no kitchen, no grocery stores, no gym, no internet, and still managed to weigh in a week later, right on track without missing a beat, leaner, tighter, and as ready as I'll ever be for that tropical shirtless pool party vacation. All right, guys, I've talked enough. If y'all are ready to go epic video underway, then as always, man, I'm here to do it for you. Let's do it! Yeah!
You're only gonna see me where I'm paid to be. I'm only watching TV if I'm watching me. Got it out the mud, now my Jordan's clean. Diamonds on me, dancing, let them drip on me. Bring a couple bottles, put it on me.
And first off, I want to give you guys a little physique update, right? We're on week 6 of the program now. The entire 5th week was with no power, hurricane, all the stuff I told you about. So check it out. Like I said, didn't lose a beat. Woo. Like I said, week 6, I've lost close to like 20 pounds so far. Not where I want to be yet, but you can really start seeing the definition in my shoulders and my core. Start losing this little bit down here. We're starting to get these side cuts in. Top abs are popping more vascularity. Just really getting into the shape we want to be in. And most of this progress here, some of this leanness, I didn't start seeing until close to week 5, which is typically on any program when you're really going to start seeing what you're doing become very noticeable. And last thing we wanted to do was throw off any of that. And that's why I'm happy to report we're way better this week than we were last. And it's because of exactly what I did during the hurricane. Now, when I woke up Monday morning with no power, no nothing, no stores open, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do, but all I knew is that I had to hit a goal, and that is to hit my shredding macros. Right now on this program, I'm eating 2,200 calories a day, 60 grams of fat, 187 grams of protein, and 228 grams of carbs. And that would have been extremely hard to do if I had not been stocked up on 3 foods in particular. And those foods, ladies and gentlemen, are turkey pepperoni beef sticks, Quest protein chips, and protein bars, more specifically, ANABOLIC. And quite literally, guys, without these, I don't know what I would have done. These right here saved my life. For the first 4 days of last week, Monday through Thursday, all I ate were these 3 foods right here. And you gotta think, with all the restaurants closed, no power, no grocery stores open, no way to even cook any food I would have in my fridge that was slowly going bad, these were really my only hope. So on Monday morning, as soon as I realized just how bad everything was, I started assessing the situation and crunching numbers. And I looked at what I had. So the chomps, each one of these is only 80 calories, 3.5 grams of fat, 12 grams of protein, 0 carbs. So essentially we had a really lean protein source here. For the quest chips, we got another good protein source, 140 calories, 5 fat, 5 grams of carbs, 19 grams of protein. And with the ANABars, we were basically getting the entirety of our carbs from these, along with more protein and a little more of our fat and dessert-like flavor. You can always pick up the world's best tasting protein bar at theanabar.com. My code RGF10 will save you money. We're on Amazon. We're in a ton of retailers, HEB, GNC, Vitamin Shop, a lot of supplement shops and gas stations. You can check the store locator on the site. And I promise you, if you'll try them, there's no way you won't love them. Especially the new Death by Peanut Butter, which just launched exclusively on Amazon. So go check it out. So after breaking everything down, this is what I came up with. So breakfast was 1 Death by Peanut Butter ANABAR, 1 bag of chili lime quest chips, and 1 of these Chomps beef sticks, which put us at 500 calories, 18 grams of fat, 52 grams of protein, with 35 grams of carbs. And to be honest, although it's a bunch of different like mix-ins, you basically got like a candy bar, a bag of chips, and then a beef stick. It was a little odd to have all at once, but those macros were fantastic. And after having that first meal, that's when it clicked. And I was like, I can do this. So I decided that for lunch, I was gonna have the same thing again. Another Death by Peanut Butter ANABAR, another bag of chili lime quest chips, and another turkey stick, which got us another 500 calories, 52 grams of protein, 18 grams of fat, and 35 grams of carbs. After lunch, I started assessing the situation, crunching numbers to see what I needed to do, and I basically figured out that in order to hit my carbs, I had to just eat ANABARs. So you'll see in my snacks that about every hour and a half, 2 hours or so before dinner, I would just eat an ANABAR. So I logged 3 bussin' birthday cake ANABARs on the day for my snacks, which ended up being 780 calories, 102 grams of carbs, 18 grams of fat, 60 grams of protein. And then for the final meal of the day, without power, right, you're kind of just laying around doing nothing. You're hot, you're sweating. I ended up going to bed pretty late, ate dinner pretty late. So for dinner, I ended up just having another Death by Peanut Butter ANABAR and another Chomps turkey stick, which means on the day I ate 6 ANABARs, 2 bags of protein chips, and 3 turkey sticks. And I did that for 4 days straight, Monday through Thursday. And like I said earlier, guys, my goal was to hit 2,200 calories, 60 fat, 187 protein, 228 grams of carbs. What I ended up with after following this was 2,140 calories, 67 grams of fat, 196 grams of protein, 203 grams of carbs. So it definitely wasn't perfect. It was within the ballpark, and I was fine with it. I was 7 over on my fats, 9 over on my proteins, but 25 under on my carbs, which put me 60 calories short of my goal. And I figured, you know what? I'm not able to go to the gym or weight train right now, so if we're a little short, it's really not a big deal. To me, the fact that I did this and I was able to do this really for an entire week until I started running out of chips and beef sticks, I was a happy camper. And one of the craziest things to me, I think, following that exactly for 4 days was just how okay I felt, how good I felt. I did not feel like I was deprived. I didn't feel, I don't know, I didn't really feel anything. I felt overall, all things considered, given the circumstances, I felt pretty good. And my weigh-ins kind of reflect how well it worked. So every morning, first thing I do when I wake up when I'm on a program is use the restroom. I don't eat or drink anything. I just weigh myself straight up, and that gets logged in the app for the day. So I woke up on Monday morning at 181.4 pounds. And on Friday morning, after following this exact program for 4 days, I weighed in at 180.2, which was a total of 1.2 pounds lost in that 4 days, which for me on this program was perfect. I aimed to lose between 1 pound to 2 pounds of body fat a week. As long as I'm between those numbers, I'm losing at a pace that I like, slow and steady, prioritizing fat loss, minimizing muscle loss, really just doing it optimally. So halfway through the week, 1.2 for me was phenomenal. And I think for me, right, one of the most mind-blowing things here was that having over 200 grams of carbs a day, like a good majority of those carbs were sugar. I was really only eating ANABARs, and with ANABARs, we don't use any sugar alcohols or strange fibers. We sweeten with things like honey. We do have ingredients like Reese's Pieces and different candies and stuff like stuffed in. So you're gonna have some sugar, right? And I feel like I was always told that sugar was the enemy on a diet. Sugar would make you not lose weight, would kick in a ton of cravings. I don't know, just like sugar really seems to be the enemy. But what I walked away with after doing this was that I really don't think sugar is that much of a problem when you're eating in a calorie deficit. Because after doing that, I didn't notice any negative side effects, no inflammation, no water retention, no nothing. I felt perfectly fine. I always was told if you had a bunch of sugar, you'd have trouble sleeping. I had no trouble sleeping other than the heat. Sleeping in an 85-degree house is miserable. But yeah, I don't know. It was kind of a mind-blowing thing. I'm kind of reframing how I think about some of these things. So Monday through Thursday, that's what we did. Those were the results. And once I got the nutrition out of the way, obviously I couldn't really work out. And the last thing I wanted to do was just lay around and not burn any calories. So I was like, what can I do? No power, no gyms. What goal can I set for myself? And what I settled on was hitting around 20,000 steps a day. That sounds like a lot, but I'm telling you, when there's no power, your phone's not working, and you have no internet, walking starts to look pretty appealing. Here's how I did it. So if you guys didn't know, iPhone has like a little step tracker that I recently discovered. This is that Monday, July 8th. Check it out. 21,900 steps, 9.47 miles. And just to give you a little show here, Tuesday, 24,000 steps. Wednesday, 24,000. Thursday, 21,000, and so on. So what I ended up doing, some might call this madness, but essentially I started right here in my house, right? And I just did this over and over and over again. I started walking, walked through here, walked past the pantry. We would walk right here in the kitchen, past the trash can, spin this around, walk by the back area. Hold on, check this out. That is my fence that needs repaired after the hurricane. Still waiting on a call back. Nature, she's crazy. But basically, yeah, walk through here, walk through the living room, walk around this way, and then lo and behold, check it out, we end up right back where we started and we lap around again. And basically, I just did that over and over and over again. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, there was nothing to do. Nothing worked, nothing was open, there was nowhere to go. Literally nothing to do. Lucky for me, I had some audiobooks downloaded on my phone, and I was in the middle of listening to a new trilogy and I was still on the first book. And by the end of the week, I finished the entire trilogy. So basically, to me, that 20,000 steps ended up being the 10 to 12,000 I was trying to get already. And then since I couldn't lift and burn any of those calories, I figured 20,000 was a good number to offset any of that and would end up working out, which I think I made the right call because it really did. Now, when I woke up on Friday is when the meal plan changes a little bit. So at this point, places are starting to get power. Over by the mall, that whole area got power along with some restaurants. Some grocery stores had power, but when you would go to them, they would have the things like the cereal, the oatmeal, the boxed goods, but they didn't have any meat, no eggs, no milk. All the stuff that needed to be shipped in still needed to be shipped in. The entire frozen section was gone, like all the food went bad or something. So the grocery stores were still kind of a bust. But at this point, I was craving some food. I was craving something cooked. I was afraid if I had another Anabar, I'd turn into one. I'd wake up frosted with sprinkles. At the very least, I just wanted at least one meal that came out with some steam coming off of it. And lucky for me, one of my favorite restaurants, not too far from the house, ended up getting power and opening them back for business. So it worked out. Here was the meal plan I followed. For breakfast, I woke up and had 2 Death by Peanut Butter Anabars. 18 fat, 40 protein, 62 carb, 560 calories. For lunch, another Death by Peanut Butter Anabar, 280 calories, 9 fat, 20 protein, 31 carb. For snacks throughout the day, 2 bags of Quest chips, and I had another Chomp stick. 360 calories, 13 fat, 52 protein, 8 grams of carbs. This left me with about 1,000 calories to play with. And what I ended up doing was ordering hibachi from a local spot not too far away. And when the food came, I really just weighed it out and tracked it in here. So I ended up going with the filet and chicken, no veggies, no fried rice. I just did white rice. And when it came, I weighed it out. We did 400 grams of white rice, a little bit over 4 ounces of cooked chicken breast, and we did 4 ounces exactly of cooked filet mignon. This added up to 935 calories with 15 grams of fat, 80 grams of protein, 112 grams of carbs, which ended up working out perfectly. We ended up being 5 under on our fat goal. We only got 55. We were 5 over on our protein goal and 15 under on our carb goal, which put us at 2,135 calories, which was 65 less than our 2,200. For me, that was perfect. I ended up following that exact plan. I did that exact same thing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And like I told you guys earlier, I woke up Friday morning at 180.2, and when I woke up Monday morning, I was 179.8, which means over the weekend, I lost almost another half a pound, which puts my grand totals for the entire week, July 8th to July 15th, at a total of 1.6 pounds lost. Woke up July 8th, 181.4. Woke up Monday, July 15th, 179.8. When I woke up Monday, the gym was open, was able to get back on my routine. When I went to the store, they had almost everything. Some stuff still wasn't there, but they had a little bit of chicken, they had some meat, they had some frozen stuff. They had enough, and something like 75% of people had power restored by that point. So I was able to get back on the anabolic diet and get back to some sense of normalcy. But I will say one thing, that week was one of the craziest weeks of my life. Literally, this video, none of this does it justice. I will never, ever, ever forget it, especially when you add an attempted presidential assassination right onto the tail end of it. Literally can't make this stuff up. But yeah, folks, that's basically it. I know some of you guys had ordered Anabars, and our warehouse went a little stretch of time without power. But as of now, all those orders, if they haven't arrived yet, should be well on the way. It's one of those things, you think that, I don't know, your life's just kind of going to be the same all the time, right? You're going to wake up, you're going to have power, you're going to have internet, you're going to be able to do business, and out of nowhere, storm comes through and really just kind of puts it all into perspective. I think if I took anything away from this entire process, it was that maybe lately I was kind of forgetting how fortunate and blessed I really am to have these things that I take for granted. Things like air conditioning, being able to wash your clothes, being able to just pull my phone up and Uber Eats something if I need it, being able to go to the grocery store and pick up stuff, being able to put gas in my car. When nobody has power, when nobody has internet, when the phones aren't working, when the devices run out of juice, it really makes you appreciate how far we've came technologically and as a civilization. I know I'm getting a little deep, but it was a profound 7 days for me, truly. I am definitely a changed person after that. So although I would have liked to have never lost power, in retrospect, I'm glad I went through it. And I wouldn't change a thing. If any of y'all were in Texas during this, comment down below. Let me know your experience. How did your diet fare? How long did you not have power? If for some reason your diet went off the rails and you want a fast, easy, and delicious way to get back in shape, then you can always pick up a copy of the RJF Anabolic Cookbook at the first link in my description box. Over 350 pages loaded down with all your favorite foods, except they're tailored to be high protein, just like these. That way you can eat them on your diet, hit your macros, make results without ever feeling deprived or it really feeling like a diet. The cool part is you get it once. Every time I update it and add a new recipe to the channel, it gets added here for free. All you gotta do is go download your updated copy. I know if you follow us in here, you truly do. You'll see results no matter what. You just gotta do it. If that sounds good, hit that link down below. I appreciate you guys as always for stopping by. I'm gonna keep dropping more videos. I'm gonna get back into the swing of things. A little hard to upload with no power, no internet, and no sense of time really, but we're back, baby. Make sure you follow my second channel down below. Got some new music stuff going on over there, music videos. Got another one dropping real soon. If you ever like the clothes I'm wearing, rocking that Young LA, boom, nice tight fit in the arms, loose in the stomach. They got a ton of new shorts that are super comfy, pockets for everything you'd ever need. Check out youngla.com. My code RJF will save you money. It's literally all I wear. They got stuff for men and women. And finally, if you want me to whip you into shape, break down the numbers, give you macros, build a meal plan around it that you know if you follow, you'll see results, then head over to RemingtonJamesFitness.com. I'll send you a questionnaire and we'll get started. All right, folks, I'm out of here. Appreciate you guys as always. I'm gonna turn this camera off and I'm gonna go on my birthday vacation. Tropical shirtless pool party vacation. So wish me adieu. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I will see each and every one of you at the next video. See you guys. We gone.